Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, episode 266. And in this one, we will be previewing that Lincoln game. And also for this stream, we have done a poll, guys. Do get involved with it. Just curious to see what people have to say about it. But yeah, before we get into anything regarding the game itself and a few other little bits, how have you been, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. All cool.
Good. Looking forward to this Lincoln game, Dad.
Yeah, obviously, it's going to be a tough test considering they've got Sonny Bradley and James Collins, former players, who have been well up for it. Both been doing really well recently. And they've carried that fight and are applying it pretty well in League One. So we need to take heed of that and do the same. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
Yep. And talking about their form, they have both scored 3 goals in their last 3 appearances for Lincoln. Lincoln have had a bright start to the new season with 7 wins in all competitions and just 1 defeat. With a big Carabao Cup tie against Chelsea on the horizon, Saturday's hosts will want to continue their momentum going into Tuesday night. Currently sat just outside the playoffs on goal difference. They'll be hoping to better their 11th place finish last season. Bloomfield going into it, we've worked really hard this week to not only create better opportunities, but also to get on the end of better opportunities to create shooting chances from space we get into. And we had to do that. Reacting to that Plymouth game, I said Ali needs to be taking shots in training, shooting practice, because his shooting in that game was dreadful. And we've said it for, the last 2 years. We don't take shots from distance, really. I mean, I said it in the last one, our CDM's having our best opportunities when it comes to shooting from distance. So it's not good enough. So, yeah, hopefully they have actually worked on that there, and we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. It says about Lincoln, they're a very solid team. They all know their jobs. They have players who know the game and have been around for a long time. It'd be a real tough afternoon for us, but we're really excited for the game and the chance to continue working towards the team we all want to become. Their manager going into it, very interesting comments. We have the confidence in the group that we can take anyone on, especially at home, where we want to keep our unbeaten run going. That is the main thing for us. We want to get all 3 points from this game. We want to carry on putting as many points on the board as we can. More than anything, the main thing for us is putting a team out that we can believe will win the game. And, you look at Lincoln, like I say, obviously only lost 1 game throughout the whole season. I said, the other day in the press conference reaction, I think they're going to either sneak into that 6th place spot come the end of the season, or they're just going to be just outside. And their only loss this season was to Wimbledon away. So at home, they're, got a 100% record. Something we want to have, with us, but we just can't make that count, especially the last, few years. We haven't managed to really do that, if we're going to be totally honest. But yeah, and then obviously injuries. Walsh is out, which is annoying because I would have put him in for this game if Lamine is not going to be selected. But yeah, we're wearing a green kit again. Can we pull up some more trees? We flipping need to. Yeah, we need to, because I'll say the other day, obviously the last weekend, it's just rubbish. Like it says in the title, changes are needed. We can't be playing certain players in this game. Like, you've got to change it. You can't reward them. They played not great. You've got to be more ruthless. And this type of game anyway, you have to make changes. You have to be more defensive minded going into this game. And I said it on the press conference reaction. If they get the first goal, I think they go on to win the game. They've got sold out crowd. Yes, I know the away end sold out, but they're going to be right up for it. They're playing a team. This is how a lot of people view us at the moment, especially when I see opposition teams playing us. They're like, well, they're in the Premier League a couple of years ago, so they'll be right up for it. It's a 12:30 kickoff. Yes, we won our last 12:30 kickoff, but we're playing Peterborough. Like, let's be real. Let's think of the 12:30 games before that, or 12 o'clock games. I think of, Watford battering us 4-0. think of when they beat us 2-0. I think of the Portsmouth game last season. That was early on in the season. Earlier, that was actually the second game of the season. So I just think their crowd's going to be right up for it. They're unbeaten at home. They've got the former players that can definitely hurt us, and they're. I'll be honest, their mentality's top going into this game. I mean, Collins, he was obviously asked about Luton. He said, he's got obviously loads of respect for us and things like that. But he wants the 3 points. The manager's saying, we don't care who we play at home. Basically, we're here to win the game. And I just think if certain changes ain't made from our end, then it's going to be a long, afternoon for us, really, in terms of this game. But we'll go through some comments, and then we will get into the lineup and things like that. Hi, Ty Daz. I'm off out tonight, so I'll watch in the morning. Was my birthday yesterday. Happy birthday for yesterday, Jackie. We do actually play on my birthday, and I'm hoping to go to it. Northampton away. But yeah, it might be a bit difficult. I mean, a lot of people that have a season ticket had no chance of getting Stevenage tickets. So I don't know what all that's about. But yeah, hopefully I can go to that. And hopefully I don't let me down. Because I mean, last year they let me down. Late birthday present. Well, it weren't a present in the end. We played Coventry day after and lost 3-2. And we're 2-0 up. So yeah, happy birthday for yesterday. And hopefully for you, the late present can be 3 points. But yeah, Jackie has put in the score prediction as well, as she will not be here live. She's gone 2-1 to us, so we'll see about that. And then Paul has said, evening, lads. Big up to yourself, mate. Hope you're well as well. But yeah, moving on to the lineup itself. So with this new thing we use, we can't do what we used to do, so we have to do what we did before that, and that is share the screen. So I will share my screen first with the lineup that I will go with for this game against Lincoln. So, yeah, as you can see, it should be. Oh no, sorry. Right, let's get that off. What was it saying? All that malarkey. Yeah, hold up 1 second, people. I don't know what this is doing. Just want to hold up. Yeah, I want to show the screen, mate. Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to say it because for some reason I can't fucking show it and it's pissing me off. So yeah, I've gone Shane goal. It's not going to happen, but I've gone Shane goal. I feel, people going to me, oh, you can't drop him, he'll lose his confidence. No, he needs to be dropped to show, that what you can't do. But it ain't going to happen, but it's my opinion. So is what it is. Back three, I've got Naismith, Anderson, and Makoso. For this game, I think you've got to put Naismith in. I thought he was actually one of our better players against Plymouth. Anderson, I thought he was all right, to be fair, against Plymouth. And then Makoso obviously brings that pace element to that back three, especially that type of back three. So I'd go with that. Right wing back, because we ain't got no one else. Obviously, Walters, I don't know how close he is to coming back, but I would have to go Kadoa. Didn't have the best of games against Plymouth, but he did still get us a penalty, and that's what happens when you don't go out there and get them players you need. You're going to be getting exposed in them type of games, but there's no one else, so I don't want to see a centre back there. So yeah, that's how I see it. Bramwell on the left. You need, again, like I say, you need more defensive structure. So for me, I would be putting him there in this game. And he's shown that he can go forward and, be good attacking wise. So I'd go with him there. Midfield, Saville. You got to go with Saville, being our best player. Get stuck in. Yes, he takes yellow cards, but they're tactical fouls, and he's shown something that half the team ain't shown in the last 2 years, and that's passion from the midfield, getting stuck in. So yeah, that's what I will say. And then Clark on the the right side of that. You've got to stick with him. Didn't have the best of games, but I feel if you play him higher up, sort of in an advanced role, let Saville do more of the defensive duties. I think we could be all right there. And then the other midfielder, I've gone with Lamine. Now, obviously Bloomfield said, oh, he needs to, try and work his way into the team. Well, you've got to be giving him the chances, whether he's on the bench or starting. You have to, he said the same thing with Nordos, sorry. And then he started playing when, Nordos sort of proved everyone wrong. He was like, well, I'll step in and I'll do all right. And now, a lot of people, there's still a few people that say stuff, but predominantly everyone's like, yeah, okay. Like the amount of people last week that were like, he shouldn't have come off. Do you know what I mean? So, you got to give him the chance. And he has said he wants to play him in like an 8 role. So to me, that's an attacking slash defensive. It's sort of a bit of both. Whereas before we've just seen him attacking wise as a midfielder, even though he's a CDM. So I think this type of game, in that midfield, if you had Saville doing the more defensive work, Lamine doing a bit of both, and then Clark doing the attacking, mate, that could work. That could really work in this game. So that's what I'd be going with personally. I would drop Nelson to the bench. I don't feel this type of game suited for him personally, in the sense of starting this game. So yeah, but people go, oh, he done well against Burton. I'm sorry, but this is a completely different game. So I'd be changing it up for me. And then the two up front, I would be unchanged there. I'd go Nordos and Yates again. Again, Yates has got a lot of criticism. Don't really agree with it, to be quite honest with you. He's still got 2 goals in the last 2 games. Um, and Nordos, we didn't really want to see him come off in the last game. So that's my lineup for this game. So yeah, do let me know your thoughts in the lineup as well. G1 has said, I wonder if wonder if Mengi will be on the bench. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the bench. It's like I said, in the recent streams. If he's got that mentality right, then I'd have no problem with it. Because we know he's a top player. Let's be honest, he is. There's no really, we're in League One, and there was still Burnley, you're a Premier League team, brilliant team defensively, by the way. Looking at him, that tells you a lot, really. But yeah, if his mentality is right, then 100% I'd like to see him on the bench personally. When it comes to this game. But yeah, as for your lineup, Dad, there you go.
So I'm sticking with Keeley. I think we will. You know what I mean? Just needs to chill out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because he likes coming out, but he goes out. You get me? McCoso, Anderson, and I'm starting Naismith this time, and I'm captain. I'm making him the captain of this game. Longbit weren't too great in the last game. I think we need them more experienced heads, similar to what Lincoln have got. So, and then obviously Saville, CDM. Wingers, and I've changed it up. I'm going with Bramble and Morris. I think they were, they're both pretty effective when they come on, and they surely, deserve to be given a chance. And then Lamine, I'm going for Lamine. He said this before, like I said, Bloomfield, but he said it about Nordas, and he started him. Do you know what I mean? So basically, I think he might start him, and then he's got to prove he's worthwhile in the team, especially with the injuries we've got as well. Clark, knows this league, old school, etc., etc. Needs to start. With Clark, you get a good performance. Then do you know what I mean? It's inconsistent as well. But yeah, and then Nordas, physicality, we need that against Lincoln, definitely. And he's been showing that. And then now it's Yates up front. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah, I think Mengi will be on the bench.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope I don't mind if he is. I'd rather, obviously, because you can only have a certain amount of players on the bench, I'd rather Lamine, if you had to ask, them out of them two. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I did forget about Morris, I'll be totally honest. But yeah, think about it. Just based on what Aberdeen fans have told me, I still probably would just go Kadoa just. But yeah, the rest of it, I have to agree. You got to put Naismith as the captain. He was fuming after the Plymouth game, which was, it was good to see. And I do feel a bit sorry for him sometimes, especially under Bloomfield. Like, there's been games where he's not even started, and you're like, well, why is he
Yeah,
not started?
this is what I don't understand a little bit, because he brought him in and they immediately made him captain. And then, do you know what I mean? Like,
And you even think of our vital game last year, the West
he
Brom
needs to
game.
be on the
How
pitch.
did he not start in that game?
He needs to be on the pitch. You know, you don't want him just in and around. Like, it's good, yeah, if he's injured or whatever. But I think you need him on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the only time I could understand it, and I've said it numerous times, was when we played Middlesbrough at home, because they sort of, punished him for not for getting that red card. Sorry, against Burnley. But the other times, I can't understand it. And yeah, Burley says you'd have Bramall instead of Ali. Yeah, I would. We're away from home. You need someone who's a bit more defensive minded. Yes, he done well in the last away game, which was Burton. Yeah, but it's complete different opposition. Like,
And
I
and
thought,
the thing is, like, yeah, and like, he looked good, but he didn't actually produce anything. Do you know what I mean? Really.
no,
And this is you got to rest him. You got to try something else. You know, because they'll be thinking if you put Morris on the right, that's a totally different thing to what potentially they were thinking about with Ali. You got to put 2 men on it. Do you know what I mean? As soon as he come on against Plymouth, they put players on him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd offer something a little bit different, and that you've got to utilize the squad. So and I think Bramall's in the little cameo roles that he has played, he's done really well.
yeah,
He's
and he's got that capability of
do you know what I mean?
them attacking duties. He's got the capabilities of it. I mean, look at the Bradford game. Much better opposition, by the way, than Burton. He got an assist, so he can still bring that dimension. I think maybe not yourself, Burley, but I know a lot of fans think if we go with someone like Bramall for this game, they're like, oh, so we're going more defensive, even though we're more attacking. Like, it's like, well, we need to in this game. This is a 12:30 game. They're going to be right
The
up
thing
for
is
it.
as
They're
well,
unbeaten at home. They've got former players that can hurt us.
depending on the
You can't
situation.
be, because the thing is, right? Sorry, Dad. Let me just say this. You got to if you put Ali on the left and I don't know Morris or Kadoa on the right, they're both exposed. I'm sorry, because that's not their position. Whereas Bramall's more. At least if you've got Bramall, you've at least got someone who isn't. If that makes sense, do you know what I mean? That's their position as well as left back. So that's how I see it. But yeah, go on, Dad.
Yeah, well, Bramall can play left back and left midfield. But yeah, you just need to like switch it up because otherwise you become too predictable. Do you know what I mean? So there's that as well. And
And also, the fact is, I don't feel we had a great game against Plymouth. So you've got to drop players if they're not playing great. And yes, loads of players didn't have great games, but a player that's we all went into the season, right? Especially about his pre-season was, he was working hard even before the season. We were like, yeah, he's going to be our best player. And don't get me wrong, there's been moments where he's, went forward, looked really good as a player. But overall, can you really sit here and say he's been as good as we thought he would be? I don't think you can sit there and say that, personally. So yeah, that's just how I see it with that. When it comes to that, but Burley does say I'm with you on this, as Lincoln will like to attack. Yeah, exactly, mate, exactly. And the thing is, they're at home. Do you know what I mean? They're at home. They're unbeaten. Like, there's a lot of momentum at their football club at the moment, and for us, it's a bit. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of pressure. Like, there's obviously pressure on Bloomfield, not in the sense of like if he loses this, he'll go, but if it continues, then they might just push the button just because of how it is. But even just not even that, just players not performing to what they can, and things like that. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very really difficult game, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, we will get into the score predictions now. Do get involved in the chat. Dad, are we going to get our 2 out of 2 wins with the green kit, light up some trees?
we've got good record against them. The fact that they've got them 2 players there, they're on form. They play for us to be well up for it. They get the rest of their team up for it. Last season they've done all right. They're in and around it now. The way we've been playing against physical teams, we put it on us. We've just not been doing that. We need to be doing that. So I think it's going to be tight. and I think this will probably be the first draw of the season for us. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
Okay, fair enough. As for me, like I've said loads of times now, they're going to be bang up for it, unbeaten at home. Got former players that can hurt us, players that I really liked actually. Obviously, this is a Sonny Bradley match-worn shirt. The year we got in the playoffs, so I actually won it, which was pretty cool. But yeah, James Collins, I mean, he was my favourite player when he was at the club as well. So they'll know how to rattle us, and I think they'll get a win. I really do. I think the first goal in this game is massive. I think if they get the first goal, I think they go on to win the game. To be quite honest with you, so I'm going to say 2-1 Lincoln. Unfortunately, hopefully I'm wrong, but yeah, I can see them winning. And like I said, they got a lot of momentum at their football club at the moment. As for us, there's a lot of stress. Let's be honest. There's whether you agree with it or not, there's pressure on Bloomfield. Players, there's pressure on players. Yes, loads of them are new to the team, but they're not playing to a level we know they can. Especially a lot of the ones you'd expect to do a bit better this year. I mean, I don't think Clark's been amazing this year, I'll be honest. Obviously, Nelson didn't have a good last game. Keeley didn't have a good last game. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, people go, "Oh yeah, it's one mistake." I'm sorry, it's been coming with him. Like we said in the last one, he's lucky not to get sent off. So he needs to step up. He needs to step up, and he needs to show why he's a top keeper. I mean, even when we signed him, I had Charlton fans going to me. They were saying on my comments, I was confused. They were like, "Charlton legend." I was thinking, what? He didn't play for Charlton, but then they're referring to the playoff final where he should have done better on the goal. So he has these moments. So, Leighton Orient fans said from crosses is not too great. So he needs to improve. He needs to improve. I'm sorry, but he does. Otherwise, like you said the other day, Dad, Shea will be keeping him on his toes. And yeah, we can't keep, for me, with other players as well, we can't keep rewarding them playing after dropping stinkers. I'm sorry, we can't be doing that. So yeah, changes are needed for me going into this game. But yeah, other comments, predictions. 2-1 says Paul to us to get an away win. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I do think, as much as I've said 2-1, I think it could be 2-1 either way or 1-1, like you said, Dad, to be fair. G1 says got a 0-0 or 1-1 written all over it. So agree. Yeah, exactly. People might say, "Oh, he's negative." I'm being no. I'm just being realistic, mate. Yeah, I'm not one of these people that backs my team to win when I don't think they'll win. That's pathetic. Say how you feel, and that's why I respect you guys in the chat. 'Cause we say how we feel. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I see it. And like I say, I think the first goal is massive. Like I said, I think if they get it, it's going to be a long afternoon for us. If we get it, well, it depends if we can hold on to it, but there's more chance of us winning the game. That's how I see it. We need to score first, make them come out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, we do, because I know I keep saying it, but they're going to be right up for it. The crowd's going to be going mental. So if we can, not shut up shop, because it's going to be early, but if we, shut them up, basically. Then yeah, we got a good chance of winning the game, but the selection has to be right. And, I hope this, if the selection isn't right or what I feel it should be, I hope I'm proven wrong and we win, of course. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what occurs in this game when it does come to that. But yeah, so yeah, I said 2-1. Um, Collins or Bradley will score for them. That's probably inevitable, or they'll get an assist, or they'll play some part. And yeah, as for us, our goal, I'll go Jordan Clark. I'll go Clark to score, even though I don't think he's played to his full potential this year. I'll be honest, so far. But yeah, your goal scorer for us, then?
I'm going to go with Jerry Yates.
Okay, that'd be good. 3 out of 3. I mean, I've said that loads of times for players this year. I think I might have said it in all that didn't quite happen. But yeah, it would be good. It would be good. But yeah, it all depends if you can get the service as well with the strikers. That's how I see it. I mean, Nordos's link up play is good as we know. It's just will we will he be on long enough to make an impact if he doesn't start? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Wells comes in, but I just don't. I just think you got to stick with that too. I think they're not working too bad, given how the midfield was in the last game. I don't think they were terrible personally. But yeah, G1 says if we can keep Bradley and Collins, all boys quiet, will also be optimistic. Yeah, 100%, 100%. And like I've said, the team has changed. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's still a few out there: Shea, Clark, and well, yeah, that's probably it. To be fair, now isn't it really? But still, like they'll know what to do. Do you know what I mean? And we just need to be on it. For me, we can't. We haven't really done it recently, but the first couple of games we were so sloppy in possession and things like that, giving the ball away so easily. We cannot do that in this game for me. Yeah, like I say, this. You know what? This and Bradford, I'd probably argue, are the two toughest games so far. I mean, yeah, people say Cardiff and Plymouth, well, especially Cardiff, but I just feel away games, this is right up there at this moment in time. So, yeah, we'll see. And I believe I saw something earlier since January. Collins is the highest scorer in the whole of League One. Obviously, carrying on from last season as well. But still, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. It's gonna be a difficult one. It's gonna be a difficult one. But yeah, Dad, any final things you want to say before we end it?
Chat GBT predicts a 1-1 draw as well.
1-1 draw. Yeah, and shout out to everyone that has done the poll, by the way. 10 votes. Obviously, if you do watch on Playback, unfortunately, you can't do it. But I'll tell you what we've done. So we've just done a debate. We're just curious. Who should be vice captain when Naismith isn't available / selected? So obviously, if he's injured or he doesn't get a start. So we put in Clark, Saville, Anderson, and other. Right. And the final votes. So we've had one vote for Clark, 80% votes for Saville. So 8 votes. And then one for Anderson, none for other. So yeah, fair enough. Good to see that, guys. I'm interested. I mean, with him, some people go, "Oh, but he's just joined." It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if someone's showing a leadership there, and like I said, he's got stuck in with tackles. Yes, he's got yellow cards, but he basically took them for the team. Allegedly, there was argument with the fan the other day, but I don't think you can argue with Saville, even our best player. I mean, look at our votes throughout the season. He's been our best player so far. And yeah, I think there's a top player there. He's international as well. So yeah, interesting to see with that. And then me personally, I think Clark. I just don't think he's a captain. Great, good player for us, but I don't think he's a captain. And then Anderson. Well, do you know what I mean? I mean, for me, he's just he was a good captain for Barnsley, but not.
Yeah, but nothing at our club to deserve it.
Yeah, to deserve it, and he's not a starter. He's not a starter. He's not a starter at all. So, yeah, interesting to see. But yeah, obviously, all teams have a leadership group as well, don't they? You have at least 5 people. Basically your captains if that doesn't happen and this doesn't happen. But yeah, interesting to see, guys. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. As for tomorrow, there will be a match reaction. I'm not too sure as it stands. I'll be totally honest where I am watching the game, but obviously I will watch it. But there'll be a match reaction either way. So yeah, do obviously check that out when that does come out. And then we'll be back again on Monday with the Hat Show reacting to this game. And then obviously Friday next week, we'll be previewing Doncaster, which is going to be a very difficult game again. Obviously got very good players, Molyneux, and they've got a lot of experience at their club as well. So not underestimating them at all. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they can bounce back. Because I know they lost 3-0 last weekend. A bit unexpected, to be honest. So we'll see how they do. And we'll see how we do. Hopefully I'm wrong. We're both wrong in the sense of we get a win. But yeah, we're just saying it how it is. And yeah, big up to everyone else that's tuned into this as well. Like I say, if you watch back on Playback, do smash a like. Do smash a like here if you haven't already. Do subscribe. New subscriber earlier today as well. So big up to yourself there. And yeah, subscribe to the extra channel. Follow me across all my socials that are in the description. And yeah, big up to everyone. Until tomorrow from me, Monday from my dad. We'll see you guys in a bit. So yeah, take care and peace.
Peace.